Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we will see how we can configure agents under AWS Bedrock. It's very simple and easy. We can easily create an agent under AWS Bedrock and there is a way to do that. First, let's try to understand what exactly we are going to build today. So for example, we will have one agent. Under that agent, we will have one LLM, which will configure from the AWS Bedrock. I will choose from there itself. There is an option. I'll go on that part. Everything what I'm going to draw here will showcase during configuration. But before that, let's understand what we are going to build. Then we have multiple tools. The tool we say in case of AWS Bedrock language that is called groups. So this is for example group 1 in AWS Bedrock we call it as a group. So based on the user query, it orchestrates to different tools. It can call this tool, it can call another tool as well. That can be tool 2. For example, we can have multiple tools, so it will orchestrate based on the user intention or user what user wants. Based on that will the LLM will call different, this agent will call different tools. Now this particular, so this is the whole part is part of the agent which does this job, but this LLM has to be we have to tell the story of to LLM that what to do, when to call tool 1, when to call tool 2. So all those come in to the prompt. We call it system prompt. Language can be anything like prompt. We can call it prompt. For example, if any trigger one, any such scenario, a different scenario comes. For example, some intent comes. Based on that intent one, for example, we call tool 1, or intent 2 we call tool 2. So we provide all those instruction or prompt in this particular agent so that it understands what tool we have to call, correct? So this is the overall high level system design we are going to develop. Now let's go directly jump into the console of AWS console screen. So here if you see, so the tool is the basically for us is different groups, but under that group we will have different lambda functions which we are going to invoke. So whatever functionalities we want to get from anywhere, we can put all those in embedded into the lambda functions in form of lambda functions, right? So different lambda functions will be incorporated here inside those groups or tool. So we call it group. Yeah, so in under group there would be different lambda functions. Now let's try to build one tool. So we'll go AWS Bedrock, Amazon Bedrock. Here you find this agents. Click on that agents. Click on this create agent. Okay, let's name it test agentic AI. Okay, we'll create a single agent, not a multi-agent call enablement. So it will be simply single agent will be there. The description, it's calling different tools under one agent. Click on the create button. It is optional. Then you see this is agent name, agent description. Then we had this thing called agent resource rule. So create and use any service role, that is fine. Let's use a new service role. Enable this one. Here we can switch the model. So we can edit it. We can select different models. Whatever models are enabled for your particular organization for which you are working. So let's select by default whatever we have, 3.5 Sonnet. We'll put some instruction. So we'll try to create some kind of agents for automobile domain where any kind of issues related to automobile, four-wheeler, two-wheeler, will divert the will try to face the information from business API. We have one API actually. We'll put into Lambda function and we'll try to get the data from the API and then provide to that tool, and the tool get back to agents. So agent gets to know what to for how to format it. So the this instruction is very important. It will decide how it is going to behave, right? So we have one instruction. I'll just going to paste it. So it says that you are an automobile expert assistant. When user asks questions about vehicle, motorcycle, or automotive topics, use phase. So there is a tool we are calling, make it called use the fetch automobile tool to get relevant information from the knowledge base. Provide helpful, accurate answers based on the retrieved data, and be conversational and friendly. Fine. But this tool, what we are talking about, the group, this one, this one. So let's make it. Let's name it automobile info. Fine. So this group or tool needs to be created. Now here the action groups comes. We'll add one action group call as we named it automobile info, and it's optional. Let it be. Then what is important here is this thing called JSON editor. There is a table by default, but click on this JSON editor and then fill these information about the tool, what this tool is all about, what are the parameters, what are the fields you are expecting to have from that one. All those information you can put on this action group action group in form of JSON editor. So I already made it ready. I'll paste it here. So this is a function name, the function name, the Lambda function name. So search automobile should be Lambda function name we should have. I don't have this such name, so I'll make it search. My Lambda function name is search API tool. So I'll change it accordingly. Then description is searches for automobile information based on the user query. Use the this when user asks about cars, motorcycle, or any vehicle related questions. The parameter, which is very important. So this is the expectation. This is the user's query about automobile, anything, right? This is required, and the type would be a string. And require confirmation will make it disabled. So this is a simple configuration. We'll save it. We'll create it. Okay. Let's wait for this. Okay. So test agentic AI was successfully created. The action group automobile info was successfully created. Prepare the agent to keep its details up to date. Okay. We click on this thing called save and exit. Okay. Looks very fine, but it is not that much of easy in terms of configuring it. So here we call this search API tool Lambda function, right? Let's do one thing. Let's go to the Lambda function. So we go into the Lambda. We have made this search API tool, this code. If you see carefully this code, so you will find we have this default method called Lambda handler. Okay, so we are calling an API, so we have to import this URL-lib3. We'll create pool manager and have the HTTP object so that we can make a API request, because we are calling an external business API, right, under Lambda function. So in the Lambda function, if I talk about, we have this default arguments, event, and context. So uh, this particular event you are going to receive from the agent during the tool call or the group call. So in the agent, we have this thing called action group, functions, parameters. All those things are there. And under parameter, we have the query under name called query. From that, we can face the value, and that is exactly our user query, which is user who is going to type in the bot. This user query will pass to our API because our API is expecting to have this one, and then accordingly we'll get the API response, and we have this API response which will pass in as a third argument inside this create function response. So this is a simple tool we developed in form of Lambda function. We have to deploy it and we have to test it. You have to be aware of this, how to create a Lambda function under AWS. Now there is an important thing called configuration. Go to the configuration, then go to the permission, this one. Under permission, you have to add the permission. So click on the add permission, then click on this AWS service. Okay, then choose the service. So this service is not available here. Click on other. Then there would be unique statement ID. So make it a unique. For example, you can make it like Bedrock Agent tool call, something like that. Okay, tool one. Then there would be principal. Principal, make it then we have the principal. Principal would be bedrock.amazonaws.com. Then there would be source ARN. So source ARN is simply you will be getting while you created the agent. So you remember we created this agent. Here you see this agent ARN is available, right? Just copy it and paste it in this part, source ARN. Then the action is be Lambda invocation. So search for invocation function, invoke function, this one. Then save it. Your changes have been saved. So yeah, this way you can create it. I'll delete it. It's not required for me. So already I have created one. So I'll delete it. Okay. So you need to follow this procedure. Once this is done, you go back and click on this button called test. Then click on this button called prepare so that your status, so not right now it is not prepared. It needs to be there started. Okay, it's got failed. So it's saying that agent instruction cannot be null. Okay, let's edit again. Agent instruction cannot be null. Oh, why it is empty? Okay, let's put it back. What we are trying to build. So yeah, you are an automobile expert assistant. Our prompt it was missing actually. We'll save it again. Save and exit. Then we click on this test and then prepare. Let's see. Yeah, now it is prepared. You can see the green signal comes. Now you try to ask anything. Why my car has engine light on? So it will call that tool. Under that tool, we have Lambda function configure. From there, it will get response. The response is going to back to the agent. The LLM will transform it accordingly our prompt, and this is our answer. So the engine light, check engine light as a malfunction can come on the various reasons: loose or faulty gas cap, oxygen sensor malfunctions, catalytic converter issues, anything. So these are the things. These are the response we had got from the agent itself. It's pretty easy. You can easily build it. Thank you. Thank you for watching the video. You see the response. We have this response from the agent side. Engine light is on. So yeah, I guess you got it, like how to develop, how to configure it an agent in AWS Bedrock, then how to consume it through client code. Everything I've tried to cover. Thank you for watching the video. So now we will discuss. We have created successfully our agent, but this is on console, right? We are testing in the console. we have to somehow use into through some client. So in that case, we can see through Python how to invoke this in our code base, right? So that is very simple. You have to follow these things. So the Boto3 is the library which helps us to bring up this Bedrock agent runtime. You have to put the reason name, then the access key ID and access secret access key, which is required. I'll not so due to security reason, but you will be having these keys, and then the reason name where your agent is created. So in my case, it's UST1. Then there would be two keys, which is called agent ID and the agent alias ID. So if you go back into the agent details, probably you'll find in case of this bot, this particular agent bot. So this was the ID. We call it agent ID. Then there is a agent alias ID, which is simply this value in the last. So always be aware of these things. Sorry, this one is not that one. Am I missing something? This agent alias ID. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, very good point. So basically, what you have to do, you have to create one alias, which is just a instance to invoke a instance to invoke our agent. So in order to connect any client, whether it is using Java, Python, or any language, Node.js, you have to have the alias. So it's simple thing. You can make it anything. For example, Node.js, you're building some alias. So Node.js uh, alias, alias, and you just create it. There is no need to change anything. Wait a minute. Okay. Now you will have the alias ID. Simple. You have to copy this alias ID and it needs to be there. Okay. Now we have this Bedrock agent runtime is already created. We'll call the method called invoke agent and pass the agent ID, alias ID, session ID. So session ID is a unique ID which in the whole communication. So for example, you are talking to agent and there are multiple communication happens in the same session ID. It will remember all of the previous conversation. So that is very important, having the same session ID, or you can play around it. So for different users, the session ID will be different. Accordingly, you will provide the session ID and communicate through that session ID itself. So it states the memory as well of the all the conversations happen. Then once the response we invoke get this key called completion, that is event stream, and then for this event we'll print those answers. Okay, I'll try to execute this one. So let's suppose I'm asking engine light is on. Okay, so this is our session ID, this is our user query. I'm just printing it. Let's wait for the response from the AWS agentic side.